I'm Kitty.
And I'm Max.
And this is Dango Duo.
And welcome to our weekly recap.
Woo-woo, week 7. Holy shit, we're like halfway.
Yeah.
We're over halfway through.
We're over halfway through. Next thing you know, we're going to be covering spring anime.
Ooh.
And then we're going to start again from
Start
the
all
bottom.
over. It's okay, it's spring anime.
It's spring anime, so it might actually be better. Kitty, what are we talking about today?
Today, for this week, we watched Bofuri. I Don't Want to Get Hurt, so I'll max out my defense. Episode 2, Defense and Friends. Infinite Dendrogram, Episode 2, Tomb Labyrinth. I have to scroll down, because we have our script. Somali and the Forest Spirit, Episode 2, Edible Herbs in the Oni's Dwelling. Asteroid and Love, Episode 2, The Riverside Milky Way. And It Invaded Episode 2, Jigsaw Wed 2. And Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, Episode 2, Yosei-san.
Let us first say this was a good week.
It actually was. We only watched like 2 kind of bad things. Well, 2.5.
I-
Somali made you fall asleep.
Somali, actually, we'll get there.
Yeah.
But Hanako-kun, It Invaded, Bofuri Episode 2 was actually good.
Yeah.
And, I took a nap during Somali, so hey,
yeah.
doing Tamale and the Forest Spirit.
Tamales.
And Infinite Dendrogram, it's a terribly bad written show, but Michaela does a fantastic performance. We'll get there. Kitty, let's first talk about Bofuri, I Don't Want to Get Hurt, so Max My Defense Episode 2, Defense and Friends.
What a refresher on this concept of just like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just 2 girls who play an MMO. That's so much nicer than just the first episode where it's just like girl games the system.
Girl by herself.
Fucking grinds
yeah.
out to eternity to become,
and
what's the word? Indestructible.
Yeah, and just monologues. And
Yeah.
I'm like, that was kind of hard to watch and
Yeah.
a little bit too gamey.
Yeah.
But having someone else to bounce ideas off of, holy crap, it's like we can have a show.
It's like a brand new anime.
We can have like a back and forth. The one comment I want to say, and I fucking hate this about VR MMO anime. This happens all the fucking time. I need someone to just give me an explanation right now. A good one.
An actual good one.
Why would anyone willingly play an ugly person in an MMO?
Mm-hmm.
Why? You get to make your avatar. Why would you play an ugly person? This is silly. I'm tired of VR MMOs that are like... Because what this is doing ultimately, it's coding you. Don't feel bad about these people because they're not beautiful. They're not good people.
Yeah.
It's that kind of like shorthand for what a character looks like. It's a shorthand for what their personality is, which I think is the worst kind of character design.
Yeah, because it's lazy.
It's lazy. Mm-hmm. It's shorthand. But I really, as someone who may or may not have written a book about a VR video game and having to address the reality of like, why does everyone look this way?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think that a company that made an MMO that wants people to keep playing it and feel comfortable in it would let people purposefully play as ugly looking people.
Unless it's like the rare instance of like the VR scans your body and then you're just ugly, or you get randomly assigned one, which is not the case in Bofuri. So
and even with randomly assigned ones, I think like it would still lean towards you being like good looking as opposed to like
just ugly,
an ugly person. I don't get it. I think it's lame.
It is lame because let's be real. You see everybody's doing their FF14 cosplays and everybody looks fucking gorgeous.
Yeah,
like come on.
Other than that though,
Bofuri is pretty good, actually.
A candidate to get a 3rd episode, that's for sure.
A candidate to move on the Dango Duo tracker.
Yeah. We're not doing any updates yet. We may do like at the end of the season we do an update.
Yeah,
there you go. Fair. Talking about candidates to get a 3rd episode, Infinite Dendrogram Episode 2, Tomb Labyrinth, also known as Michaela Krantz, carries the whole show on her back.
God, she's great. I thought that she was in Code Geass because of that voice sounds super like C2, but it's actually not. She's fairly new in the voice acting scene, I believe. She's great, by the way, Michaela Krantz.
She did a fucking fantastic job.
Yeah, give her more shit, because I think I will just watch shit with her in it now.
Yeah, no, like, she put, like, let's be entirely honest. The script that was handed to her is hot garbage.
Yeah, it's so... But this anime is really dumb.
But her and, I guess, the director, whoever gave her voice direction, like, she voices Nemesis with, like, a slightly deeper voice. Like, she's not like, hi, Master. She's just kind of like, what we doing, Master? Hey!
Hey, it's time to grind!
Oh, like, I demand blood! And I'm like...
blood and food!
Like, and also the fact that, this kind of show is aiming for that, the pathetic otaku lifestyle of like, I have no means of being involved in a romantic relationship, so I will watch these shows where a loser like me gets a girl without doing any kind of job or work or, changing myself in a particular way. Welcome back to Dango Duo Gets Real. And the thing is that in this fantasy, Nemesis would be the perfect kind of waifu girl, but she isn't!
Yeah.
So far, it's been about her inconveniencing the main boy.
Yeah, and her being like, you know... Like, especially the bit at the end that was very restrained that we didn't talk about was like, they go into a dungeon with a bunch of zombies, and she's like, you know, scared of getting all that zombie flesh on her sword body. So at the end of the episode, she makes him clean the sword. And you would think it'd be like, oh, she's naked, and the boy is cleaning her. No, she's a fucking sword, and he's like, just, you know, washing her off.
She's like he's washing the blade.
Yeah, it's very restrained for an anime.
The amount of I need you to understand that
you hear her voice being like, oh, please clean me. And then you look, and then the camera pans away.
That's called subverting your expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you, I imagine that there was a whole room of fucking a salary man going, well, if we want to get the otakus to, you know, beat their meat, we gotta show her naked. And then someone was like, the source material, framed it as a joke, and we're gonna keep it as a joke.
Right? That was a good...
Man.
You know, this anime, it's really dumb, but it has its moments.
No, and the high peaks have been Nemesis.
Yes.
The valleys has got to be talking about the VR MMO mechanics,
so
which
boring.
Let me tell you, as someone who may or may not have written a book about something like that, it's the stupidest, lamest fucking thing, and you should just not do that. Don't get lost in the gamer side of things.
Yeah.
Like, you know what you would do? If this was a story, you would focus on the characters and what they want, what they're doing, what inspires them. And so far, Nemesis is the most interesting because she has the most character out of the whole cast.
It's true, including the fucking bear. Fucking bear.
I don't want to talk about the bear.
And then there was like a fucking McCree dude.
Oh yeah, McCree. Yeah.
What?
The world's most famous, like. One of the fucking shit that I fucking hate in fucking VR MMO anime is the notion that, like, a person is famous, and I'm like, you wouldn't be famous, all you are is a person playing a game.
Yeah.
Like, it isn't like they're a streamer, or they're like a personality, it's just like, that person's
has
really
the most
good
points at this one thing.
They have the most points, and they're legendary. I'm like
even
that wouldn't happen.
Like, the only time I could think that might even happen is, like, in a World of Warcraft guild, if you're, like, one of the high...
I was thinking that. I'm gonna tell you something, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I was deep crazy into WoW back in the day, and so was fucking Plaguesworth. Throwing him under the bus with me. We can live under the bus. He's still in WoW, so
He's still
doing WoW. But, like, I remember, you know, back when I was knee deep, nobody fucking knew players' names, but you knew the guild names. So I'm like, oh fuck, that guy's a member of that guild. That's fucking crazy. That's the crazy guild. But there was never down to a personal level. That's like even I myself at the peak of me doing raiding and doing the dumb World of Warcraft stuff, there was not like, oh, I gotta find out who the best player is, because there was the notion that, like, the only difference is that they spend more time playing this game than I do.
Yeah.
It isn't like they're better at the game, there's just time commitment.
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like the idea that someone would idolize these players who just spent 20 hours a day playing the game.
That's all they do.
I feel like at one point common sense would come in and be like, wait, hold up, that's kind of pathetic. That's not a good lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Go out for a walk, my dude.
You may also ask, sorry, this video is already going to be too long, but it's fine.
It's okay.
Did I really forget about Infinite Dendrogram? Yes, that was not a joke.
That was not a joke. He actually forgot about Infinite Dendrogram.
I completely forgot what the boy looked like. I forgot the bear character.
I can't believe you forgot the bear.
I saw him and I was like, oh shit, this anime is a bear.
That's the most egregious thing to me, because it's the most
the most memorable thing.
Unforgettable. That's what you are.
Anyway, let's talk about Sleepy Time. Sleepy Time and tamales.
Yeah, some Tamale and the Forest Spirit, episode 2, Edible Herbs and the Ani's Dwelling. Fucking them.
Also not a bit. Max was nodding off.
Okay, I want to make this very clear. You know, Kitty and I were watching anime on the bed, and she has her laptop so that she can take screenshots. And usually the way that we sit is that she's kind of like a little bit slouched, so that, you know, she can like...
So that, like, I'm not blocking the screen.
Yeah, and I have an arm around her, and, you know, we're kind of like both, you know, looking down at her lap. And by the time this episode was over, I was slouched further down into the bed than she was. But I was nearly fucking parallel to the bed when we were done, and I didn't realize, fuck. No, it got bad to the point where, like, I started passing out, and I'm like, Max... You can't fall asleep. You can't fall asleep, Max. This is anime. Pay attention. Think of work. Important. I started thinking of work to stay awake. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I gotta remember to do this tomorrow. I gotta write a note. Then I gotta make that order. That's how...
That's the life.
It's not a bad anime. it isn't for me.
It's perfectly
It absolutely
fine.
not for me at all, and that's the bit.
Yeah.
You want to talk about Asteroid Love Episode 2, the Riverside Milky Way? Fuck you, otaku trash!
Okay, we did look this up.
The mangaka?
mangaka is a woman. That doesn't make all this shit okay. I do feel like a lot of it's been normalized in Japanese culture.
It also doesn't change the target demographic being young adult men, which is fucking telling. Also, the thing I said in the episode is still fucking stands. Why have the girls go to an onsen?
Yeah.
Why do we have to have these girls objectively their naked bodies implied on the screen? Why do we have to sexualize them? And don't tell me they're not being sexualized. They're being fucking sexualized. That's what it fucking is.
They're
oh my god!
Literally naked.
I hate it because we give Asteroid and Love a relatively
good spot
in the rankings because we thought it could not get this bad. Turns out it fucking can.
Turns out one episode later.
I would almost drop it to the bad category just out of how egregious this fucking.
I would put it at the bottom of okay, probably.
You know what? You're the most sensible out of the two of us, and you're fucking correct.
Anyway, this just reminded me of, I went to Japan, 5 years ago at this point, and this otaku shit just reminded me that, while I was in Japan, I felt completely safe to be out at night, be out by myself, just so much safer than being in America. America, I don't leave my house after it gets dark.
Yep.
Listen, as a female presenting person, I fucking leave in my house once it's dark. And, the only times I do is, at work, and even then I'm, terrified to walk to the bus.
Yeah, and still, I meet you at the bus stop.
Exactly. But in Japan, I felt completely safe. I did not feel at all threatened, except in Akiba, where as you're going up the escalator to get out of Akiba Station, there's a sign that says, oh, be careful if you're wearing a skirt. Guys may try to peek up it or try to take a picture up your skirt. That was the only time I ever even felt remotely, threatened in Japan. And it was in Akihabara, which is the nerd geek culture hub zone. So, what does that say about otaku?
It goes a lot. It says a lot, doesn't it?
It says a lot.
To me, the weirdest part of it is that there has to be a sign in public warning you about this. It's so bad.
It's become such a problem that...
Thanks, otaku fucking trash.
Yeah. I want to go back. I only spent one evening in Akiba, so I would love to go back.
And that was enough.
Well, you're not wrong. I was with Ari, so...
Yeah.
Shout outs to Ari, who will never watch this video.
Ari would never. Would never.
Ari would never go to Akiba.
Ari hates anime.
It's true.
So, Kitty, you want to talk It invaded episode 2 Jigsawed. We know it's Jigsawed.
It just sounds funny.
But saying Jigsawed is so fucking funny. Also, I'm sorry, Kitty. The ED for It Invaded is fucking dope.
It's a bop.
It's a fucking bop. Let me find the name while you fucking...
The OP is good too, I think.
The OP is good. The ED is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Also, most of the songs, new EDs and EDs are actually on Spotify.
They're finally on Spotify. We looked a week ago and they weren't, but a lot of them have actually come up now.
The song that you want to look up on Spotify is...
Oh, hold on.
I have to go back online.
Yes. Yes, because I steal the Spotify.
Yeah, you stole the Spotify. Oh no! I started playing Hamilton. Remember the time we recorded a 40-minute video talking about Hamilton and we got lost?
That's such a good video.
Where the fuck did it go? I'm also looking at the wrong playlist.
I was gonna say.
Stupid bitch. Other Side by Miyavi.
Yeah,
that is Miyava.
It's so good.
Other Side. It's so fucking good. Look it up.
Yeah. Also, I guess I spoiled it in the episode, but Sakaido's a dad, so this is the anime for me. It's a mystery, and it's got a dad. And it's, not slow as fuck. Sorry, Somali in the Forest Spirit.
Yep.
Love you, Robo-Dad, but fucking speed up.
Alright, we gotta speed up, too. Totally about Hanako-kun episode 2, Yose-san!
Fucking, I love Yose-san. It's just a bunch of fucking bunnies. Little mokes, they're just little bunnies.
And someone's gonna be like, why did you guys watch the dubs? We watched the dubs to
because
get a
it was
feeling
available.
Yeah.
Also, we love dubs.
We actually love dubs. This is the thing where, I feel like that argument of, dubs versus subs is, it's at its core, gatekeeping. That's what it is. It's like, no, you watched the thing wrong, which is, of course, stupid and dumb, and we don't like it. And also, dubs are kind of awesome nowadays.
Dubs are dope. It's not like back in the day with the whole Deke Sailor Moon dub.
Yeah.
Or the 4Kids dubs.
And even then, that had nothing to do with the voice actors themselves.
No.
And even then, let us not fucking forget that there were some banger dubs back in the day. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking Trigun with Yang Young Bosch.
Yes.
I'm thinking fucking Chobits with Crispin Freeman.
Love Yu Yu Hakusho.
These like those were really good, solid performances, and like Panty and Stocking.
Oh my god, that one's so fucking good.
Like, and especially, I always, in my mind, and in my heart, I always go back to Chobits, because Crispin Freeman did a fantastic
he
fucking
brings
job.
it.
To me, is one of those instances, as with Trigun, where the performance elevates what's already in there.
Yeah, it elevates the character and
Yeah.
kind of gives you a new perspective on them.
Yeah, like I feel like, you know, had I just seen Chobits in Japanese, I would not have enjoyed it as much as
with
the
Crispin Freeman
English version.
voicing
And-
Hideki.
Yeah, and also, since we're watching all this stuff on Funimation, we actually get a bunch of the same pool of voice actors.
Yeah, it's everybody who lives in Texas, which
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
everybody.
So, Justin Briner,
Yeah.
the voice of Deku, doing Hanako-kun.
It's actually so perfect.
It's right on the money, and like, and people are like, oh, but it sounds similar. I'm like, well, yeah, they have
Yeah.
like a voice. And
Listen, we're gonna talk about this next week, but fucking Cassandra Lee Morris just does the same
Yeah.
voice all the time, and it's great.
and that's perfect. Who's Cassandra Lee Morris? Look her up.
She's great. We have maybe talked about her?
I feel like maybe we have. Anyhow, is there anything you want to say about Hanako-kun?
Mwah! Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss all over this fucking bitch. Kitty?
It's got some high competition now because we're in the future and we've seen a few more episodes
yeah.
of the best tier.
If we had to give a slight glimpse into the future, has Hanako-kun moved?
I don't know. It's so hard because the second episode of Madoka was
And the second episode of Asoken was also really
really
good. Those three, I have to admit,
They're like battling it out.
They're battling it out. Like, I feel like those are the ones where like the distance between them is like nearly adjacent now.
Yeah.
While there's still a notion
big
of
old
difference
gap.
between there's a notion of difference between best and good,
Yeah.
and good and okay and all that other shit. But like, there are three really good shows, and you should go give them a watch if you
You should
haven't
watch
already.
them all.
But for now, we're done for today.
We're done.
Thank you for watching. We're Dango Duo. Come back tomorrow for another lightning fast anime review.
Another episode 2.
Yeah, that's right. We have episode 2's coming up, and sooner rather than later, we will be beginning spring anime and brand new first episodes.
But before that, we have to watch some more episode 3s of our I Can't Quit Yous.
I can't quit yous.
It's true.
You have the high ground, Anakin.
I have the high ground. Whoa!